Hello and welcome to my little garden. I decided to make this video about saving seeds because I realized that I've learned so much about how to plant from seed and how to save seeds. And I was talking to a friend the other day who's also doing some gardening. I mentioned, I'm letting some things go to seed. And he said, go to seed, what does that mean? And I realized that actually before starting to do all this, just at the beginning of this year of 2020, I guess I imagined that some little stork brought my vegetables to the grocery store. I mean, of course I know that it's not from a stork, but I also didn't know the process. I didn't know the life cycle of a plant. And it's pretty amazing to me that this little seed you can plant it and it'll grow into a big plant that produces more little seeds, and then you can plant each of those seeds will become another plant. It's just, I love it. This little itty-bitty seed, it's pretty amazing. So I wanted to cover 5 different kinds of seeds, and really I'll go in depth into 3 different kinds of seeds, just to give you an idea of different ways that you can find seeds and what they look like on the plant. Because for me that was a big question. I didn't know what to even look for, when will I see the seed? What's the process? So the 5 different kinds of seeds that I've learned about in my garden, which I think would probably cover most vegetable gardens, are seeds like radishes, or plants like radishes that throw up these pods, and then inside the pods are the seeds. Those are plants that you would usually eat the root of the radish, and so once it's gone to this point, we're not going to eat the root of the radish. So in the grocery store, you wouldn't see these. Then there are seeds like peas, corn, where the actual seed itself, or the kernel itself, is the part that you would plant to plant another plant of corn or pea, but that's also what we eat. I'm not going to show you guys that, but here's a dried pea just off the plant. A third kind is like beets or spinach. Beets grow their seeds on the actual stem, so not in a pod, like the actual seed grows on the stem. So I'll show you that because I have a beet plant going to seed as well. And then there are chives, or flowering plants, where the flower actually contains the seeds. So chives and onions, anything in that family. I believe I have green onion seeds and chive seeds that both look similar, and I'll show you what those look like. And then I won't show you these, but you can probably imagine, because we've probably all seen these seeds. But what I didn't realize was just that you can just plant it. Tomatoes, cucumbers, pumpkins, all of those plants, the fruit itself contains the seed, and we can eat the fruit and take out the seeds and save those seeds. You can plant them and you get another tomato plant or pumpkin. I actually carved a pumpkin last fall for Halloween, because that's something I like to do. And then I buried the pumpkin and some of the seeds in the ground, just to I'm trying to revive the soil, so that's something I'm doing. But then when I was digging it up this spring to plant other stuff, I found these pumpkin seeds, planted them, and now I've got little pumpkins. So anyway, I'm loving seeds. It's also a really cheap way to do things, because if you buy the seeds once or buy the start plant and then save the seeds, you can just keep using those seeds from year to year and replanting. Or with radishes, you can plant them all year long, and beets I think as well. So let me take you up close and personal with some of these plants so that you can see them, because that's one thing that I found. If there's anything that you're wanting to save seeds from, you can look it up online. There's a lot of information. But what I have found is that there isn't as much information about saving seeds as there is about other parts of gardening. You can see the little radish right there. And then here's another one that's looking like it might be even ready to eat soon. Beautiful little round radish. Look at that. I've planted them throughout the garden because I'm into companion planting and things that grow well together. And radishes grow well with a lot of different things. So with some plants like radishes, when you let it go to seed, you're kind of sacrificing the harvest of the actual radish, that part that we usually eat. So down here, the radish is probably too tough now to eat. At least that's what everything I read said. If you find out otherwise or believe otherwise, let me know. But these are actually 3 radishes I just let, they kind of sprout up. They start with these little flowers. The bees love these little flowers, so that's a fun reason to let them go too, just for the bees. Anything for the bees. And then these little seed pods. Now when you first start with when the seed pods first start coming out, they're softer and they're kind of like pea pods, and you can eat them. I sauteed them. I think I might have eaten some fresh off the plant, but definitely sauteed. And now what I'm letting them do is just go to seed. I'm trying to leave at least some actually on the plant to dry, go through their whole process. I want to see the whole life cycle of the seed. But you can also cut these. I've cut these back a bunch, so I would say definitely 1 plant is plenty. I mean, 1 of these will give you, you know, at least 5 seeds on average. Here's a seed pod that I picked off the plant. It's dry. It's kind of spongy now. And then here's one that I opened partially so you can see the actual seeds. See, there's the little seeds. That's just 2 of them, but there's actually more layers. There's like a little like padding in between. And this little seed, each one of these little seeds will become a radish if you plant it. It's pretty amazing. Now, sometimes not all seeds will actually grow, so it's good idea to plant more seeds. But like this is tons of radishes, and you can plant radishes even now in the fall. Let's go on to beets. So here are some beet plants. Like here's one that's just like, you know, a regular sized beet plant. As the beet grows and gets to the size that you want, then you just pull it and you can eat it. And you can also eat the leaves. If you're still wanting it to grow, then just take a couple of leaves. Don't take them all because it needs that to photosynthesize. One of my beet plants, I just kind of let keep growing, and it grew into this massive thing. Look at this. It looks like it's having a crazy hair day. And let's see if I can get in really close so you can see them. These, they're kind of cool, like geometric shapes, but those seeds actually grow like on the outside of the plant. So you could, these are getting pretty dry. I've let them stay on here as long as I can. You can also cut this earlier in the process and hang it upside down and let it dry in a cool space. But here is a little beet seed. And that you can just put it in the ground. I'm going to put it in the ground, bury it a little bit. You'd water it, and that will grow into a little beet. Isn't that amazing? Spinach is like that too, where it grows on the outside. The last kind of seed is from the onion family. These are chives, and they put up these little flowers, which are edible. By the way, they're delicious. One of my friends told me they're edible, and we had them on sandwiches with cheese, and oh my goodness, yum. So I got a bunch of flowers earlier, but I think I didn't cut back in time, so maybe there will be more. Here's another one that's about to come up. But so if you let these dry, you can eat them, but if you let them dry, then they will have seeds like inside the flower. And you actually have to be careful once it's dry to like cut it and hold it upright somehow, or have a little container ready, because they will just spill out of the flower. They're really chive seeds so that you can see the shape of them. So these are the dried chive flowers. And there's barely any little seeds left. There's some little black seeds. They look almost like tear shaped. Let's see if the shade helps. There's one, kind of to the right. And just so you can see the actual shape of the seeds, There they are here at the bottom. Let me pull some out. Again, I just really wanted to understand, like, what's the shape of the seed? What is it that I'm looking for? So I thought this might be useful. They're kind of like tear shaped. And the onion seeds are like this, maybe a little bigger, and green onions as well. I think maybe garlic, but I'm not sure. So if somebody knows, let me know. So you can just save them like this and then, you know, plant the seeds the next year, or I think you can even plant these in the fall now for overwintering. Here's that pea. So really it's just a pea pod, and I think the idea is it's a good idea to like let it dry as much as it can on the plant. This one got kind of dry and I picked it, but theoretically I could, once I let these get dry, just open this up. There's a little pea in there right there, and you just let it get dry and save it and you can plant it. I wanted to also show you guys I have some radishes. These are from radish seeds that I saved. Just this, within the last week I planted them. There's little baby radishes. And you can even see like how they're just starting to come up. Now usually I'd plant these just straight into the garden, but the thing when I'm planting seeds, sometimes I don't know you know, what I planted, what else is sprouting up in there. So just to kind of have a controlled setting, I wanted to plant it in a pot just to see, do the seeds that I planted that grew into these plants, do they really produce more radishes? And the answer looks like it's yes. So you can, again, you can cut the seeds, part of the plant with the seed and just let it dry. So here I've got some just hanging up ready, waiting to get them dry enough. Most of these are probably ready, just haven't gotten to it. But here are more radish pods, and this one is broccoli. They're a lot like the radishes and kale, but just kind of skinnier. Here are kale seeds. I have a bunch of kale seeds that I've already collected, and they're just little brown or black round seeds. And this is more the beets. These are some that they're a little smaller. I think I might have cut them off the plant a little too soon, but hopefully they'll work. I will try them and let you guys know. And then this is arugula, and it's similar to the idea with there it is, a little pod, just like the radish. I don't know. Hello, baby. So that's kind of a little breakdown of seed saving. I just wanted to show you, again, I wanted to show you guys what the plants look like when you let them go to seed, and what the seeds look like, so you know what to look for. I've just learned so much in this half a year that I've been doing this, and it feels so amazing to plant a little seed and watch it grow into this little plant that you can eat, and then grow some seeds that you can plant and create more plants. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Also, I'm motivated by the fact that there are a lot of areas of the US that are considered kind of food deserts, where there's not a lot of access to fresh produce, and I'd love to see people growing more vegetables and you know, plants in there. It would make our air better, and we'd have better food to eat, you know. Then you also know what you're eating, and when you grow it yourself, there's a lot more motivation to eat your veggies. So if anybody has any questions about saving seeds, anything I didn't cover, something you want a little more up close on, I'm happy to share what I know, and I'd love to hear what, you know, any tips or advice that you have as well. Please let me know in the comments below. And gardening.